Hello, welcome to my channel, Another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and this afternoon I'm going to give a response to Michael K. Vaughan, who uploaded a video, The Importance of Physical Media. In short, he's talking about what companies can do to your digital media against your wishes or wants, and that you have no control over what they actually do to the digital media you own, and that they cannot touch your physical media, that once you own it, it is yours forever. He is true. He speaks some truth there. I will not deny that. But I think there's some other issues that can be discussed about physical media and digital media. Just to support his claim, before there was the Kindle, there were other handheld devices. I had a compact PDA, and it came installed with the Microsoft Reader. I'm going to guess that a lot of people out there don't know about the Microsoft Reader. That was the most popular digital reading program before the Kindle. And eventually, Microsoft killed it. And I could buy Before they killed it, I could buy ebooks from Amazon in the Microsoft format. And I did do that. And you'd order it, and then you'd wait about 12 to 24 hours for your link to go download your digital media. And it worked fine. But as I said, eventually Microsoft killed the Microsoft Reader, and Amazon stopped selling it. They actually removed all traces of all the books that I ever purchased from them in the Microsoft format. Now, I still have them downloaded, and it is still possible, if you're going to go a little on the shaky side of the law, to read those old files. So he is right. They can take away your digital media. And physical media, if you know me, and I'm going to give you just a brief panoramic for anyone who has not seen. As you can see, I own a hell of a lot of physical media. But I am unwilling to say that physical media is inherently better than digital media. I think there are advantages and disadvantages. Now, again, Michael K. Vaughan said fire, flood, and national disaster can wipe out your physical library, and you'd still have your digital library. I think I made that comment on one of his other videos, and that is very true. But his idea of it being sort of impersonal, that it's not a company coming out of your physical media, that's also true. However, pay attention to some of the nutwings in this world who are out burning books. They just like to get rid of books. If they were to ever come to power, they would look at the Vaughan Manor and his vault of science fiction, and they would shake their head and go, you're not allowed to have that. And they would come in and burn it. They might throw Michael on the fire too, because just the way it goes. Now, are they going to win that much of an election? Probably not. But that is another danger that technically exists, and that's very personal. Not at all like a fire or a flood or a war. War is another possibility. This country could descend into some quite civil strife in the future. And a shell hitting your house is going to destroy your books just as much as fire or flood. So those are other things about physical libraries that's dangerous. Another thing about a physical library, especially one my size, is that it is just bloody expensive. You have to be kind of wealthy to have a library my size. A library my size will not fit in all rooms. You have to be wealthy enough to afford a home that can house all these. And if you move from, like, let's say, Washington State to Virginia State, the way I did, it costs a bloody hell a lot of money to move a collection this size. Someone else might have been moving and they say, well, I just have to sell all my books because I cannot afford to move them. That's a very realistic possibility, that you are limited in what you can do with your physical library because it's just too bloody expensive to move. It took up a little bit less than a third of a moving truck when I moved from Washington State to Virginia. And because of that, I had to leave some other things when I left because the truck was full. It's a choice I made. Not everyone would make that choice. Some people would choose to unhaul their books. And now just the space of physical media. I have a large basement, and I can fit more physical media down here. Not everyone is going to have that amount of space. They are going to have maybe 4 bookshelves. And when those bookshelves are full, they have to decide what books to remove from their physical library and unhaul them or give them away or do whatever they want, but those books are gone. They are no longer available to you because you just do not have the space to keep them all. That is just a fact for a vast majority of people on BookTube. I've seen a number of booktubers mention unhaul videos, and I sort of slice as, why don't you just keep your books? And the comment was, I don't have the room. They had to get rid of books. So that means your books are gone. And you have to make a decision. Which books do you keep and which books do you get rid of? Now, in the past, I have had to do some very large unhaulings. 10 years ago, 12 years ago, my wife and I were thinking of downsizing homes. And I got rid of at least 3 bookshelves worth of books. Those books are gone. I cannot get them back. Now, a lot of those were books that I thought I could easily replace. A lot of cheap old horror novels that I originally bought for like $1 at a used bookstore. And I said, if I ever want to read this book again, I'll just go back to the used bookstore and rebuy it. Some of those books are no longer available for $1. If you look, because first of all, the used bookstores have all closed. And if you look at them online, they're like $30, $40. Now, are the booksellers online actually selling those books for $30 or $40? I don't know, but they're trying to. And it'd be very hard for me to find some of those again for $1. That means that book is essentially unavailable to me. It's gone. I'm not going to get it back because I'm not going to pay $30 for it. So that's another problem with physical media. You are limited in what you can get and what you can keep. And as for the risks to digital media, well, as I said, that does technically exist. And it is not limited to Amazon. Any digital company that you buy books, music, movies can go out of business and change their policies and take away the digital media that we'll just say purchased. I know some people say you don't physically own them. So we'll just say the media that you have purchased can be taken away. It's not limited to Amazon. I actually think Amazon does a pretty good job of making sure that if you purchase something, that you get to keep it. Early on in the Kindle days, around 2008, 2009, there was this big kerfuffle where a student had purchased a digital copy of 1984. It turns out that the copy that he purchased was been illegally uploaded, and Amazon took it back and refunded his money. But he had made all his notes for his class in that digital book, and he lost all that work. Eventually, Amazon came to change the ways they do things and decided not to pull back books that you had purchased, even if that book had been uploaded illegally. I know that I try very hard not to purchase illegal books, But every now and then, those people are pretty sly, and you buy a book that you think is legal. It turns out, no, it was a pirated copy. And what happens is, Amazon has let me keep them. I think that's a pretty good policy. In one case, it was very strange. I will not name the title of the book, but I had purchased a book. And it eventually turned out that, yep, that had been a pirated copy. They let me keep it, but for whatever reason, the title changed to Adventures of Huckleberry Finn with Japanese characters after it. I don't know. That was just weird. Maybe that's just a mistake. But technically, I can still access that illegal book. So what is the issue? Is physical media important? Yes, it is. But digital media is also equally important. Both of them can be taken away from you under a number of different circumstances. It's impossible to determine the future. And for me, I am not going to say I am giving up on digital media. I don't, or Amazon, because I think Amazon does a fairly good job. They may be a big evil corporation, but they do a good job. And going to a small minor corporation, maybe they'd be a little less evil in some ways. I don't know. But all corporations are going to be profit driven. And if that corporation is not making a profit, then whatever you buy from them is going to become at risk. I know Michael K. Vaughan talked about Comixology and what Amazon did to them, and it sounded a bit unfair. And I don't know the details about Comixology, but my question was, were they a profitable wing of Amazon? Was Comixology making enough money? And by making enough money is like, let's say you have a CEO of Comixology. Let's just say that CEO has to make $5 million a year, somewhere around there. I don't know. CEOs have to make a lot of money. If you got rid of one CEO at $5 million, you could still keep 50 programmers at $100,000 a year to work. Comixology would probably stay afloat much easier. You have your worker bees getting all that programming that Michael K. Vaughan said was so bad, and just dump that CEO at $5 million. Like, what does he do that's $5 million worth? But you know something? They're going to dump the 50 employees at $100K per year before they dump that $5 million CEO. Now that is the true problem with corporations. Well, thank you for watching, and keep on reading.